All right, Shalom. Let's check the feed. All right, Shalom, Shalom. We are good to go. All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, is pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. Salakia. Excuse me. All right, so I'm back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Quadash. All right, pray that this lesson is informative and also edifying. All right, I want to get right into this thing. This is another news and prophecy. All right, we're approaching the point of no return. All right, because this most definitely is over, man. All right, and I got a few scriptures and articles I want to go into just to make the point. All right, it's been a very exciting month, you know, coming into this month of November. There's a lot of shit has been going on. So we're going to touch into this thing here as you see on the screen. All right, let me go to the article here. Okay, so as you see on the screen here, the title of this article, all right, this is from the americasfirstreport.com. And the headline it reads, it says, why are so many European countries suddenly instructing their citizens to prepare for war? Right now, what we're going to get into is as we've been talking about, they're using Trump to openly promise peace, but secretly are preparing for war, right? So, and that's kind of been the spirit as we've been talking about. So why are so many European countries suddenly instructing their citizens to prepare for war, right? It says, jumping down the article here, it says, it appears that something really big is in the works. All of a sudden, a number of countries in Europe seem to really be freaking out about what is ahead. And that seems very strange. All right. Not strange to us because we're occupied in the prophecies. All right. This is all part of the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know? And Salakia, real quick. Let me pull this up. Just want to follow along. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Boom. There we go. So like I said, this is all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So anyway, let's read on. It says the war in Ukraine has been actively raging since February 2022. It says, why are so many European nations now telling their people to prepare for war? What has changed? Do they know something that we don't? It says on Tuesday, Ukraine fired 6 long-range missiles that were provided by the United States into Russia. On Wednesday, Ukraine fired 12 long-range missiles that were provided by the United Kingdom into Russia. This is literally insane, and I want to get into that too here. Let's pull that article up. All right. So this is from the Epoch Times. It says Pentagon announces new 275 million weapons shipment for Ukraine. So it doesn't look like that this war is going to be over anytime soon. All right. And as Biden is leaving office, it seems like he's leaving some gifts behind. All right. So like I said, they're putting all of this on Trump's shoulders to get rid of, you know, to stop the war, to bring peace. All right. To bring prosperity back to the U.S. economy, all of this shit that we've been hearing about over the past weeks now. OK, so like I said, he's the face that's promising peace, but secretly, you know, Babylon America is still preparing for World War III, regardless if you can see it or not. Right. So let me add this in there. This is Psalms 55. This is Psalms 55, verse 20. It says, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant, right? Now, even going back to the time when Esau brought his ass over here to the Americas, what did he do? He set up those false peace treaties amongst Gad and Reuben, and he broke all of them. Then he slaughtered the tribes. And it's the same thing that he does to this very day. He doesn't keep his promises, right? He doesn't even abide by his own laws, right? It says, verse 21, Psalms 55, verse 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. All right. Because the main talk that everybody's gravitating to is the talks of peace and prosperity, ending the wars, denuclearization, all of that. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And that's spiritual. So at the same time, yeah, they're telling you this and they're telling you that, but the plan is what? Nuclear war. Okay, the agenda of the elites must continue to be pushed, is the point we're making here. All right, so nothing is going to change, but only get worse. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So here it is, they're talking all of this peace madness, right? But as Biden leaves the office, all right, it says Pentagon announces new 275 million weapon shipment for Ukraine, and they're actually using U.S.-made missiles now to launch against Russia. You know, so this is it. And we, like I said, this is the point. We are at that point of no return. All right. It says the Biden administration has been ramping up aid to Ukraine during Biden's final weeks in office. All right. So he's leaving his office with war. All right. I'm just going to read a little bit and I'm going to grab another scripture. But it says here, jumping down this article, it says President, let me make it bigger. Excuse me. It says President Joe Biden's administration on November 20th announced a new arms transfer to Ukraine valued at $275 million. So remember, America's supposed to be broke. All right. But yet they have all this money to pull out their ass to send to Ukraine, to send to Israel and shit like that. Right. And now, like I said, you know, now you're seeing more and more Americans become more aware of this. This was also causing that social division. It says, reading on, it says the Pentagon said the arms package includes ammunition for the high mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS. HIMARS. It says the United States had previously provided to Ukraine. It also includes 150 mm and 105 mm artillery shells, 60 mm and 81 mm mortar rounds, unmanned aerial systems, various anti-tank and anti-armor missiles, launcher systems, small arms and ammunition, demolitions equipment and munitions, and other spare parts, ancillary equipment and training materials. All right. So war is being ramped up right now, man. Okay. Nonstop. It says, read it on. I'll read this last paragraph here. It says the Pentagon said the arms transfer prepared under the presidential drawn down authority will quote will provide Ukraine additional capabilities to meet its most urgent needs. All right. So it's going down, man. Okay. It says the arms package is the 70th tranche of weapons the United States has provided to Kyiv since August 2021, just months before the 2022 start of the Russian-Ukraine war. The Biden administration has been working to ramp up aid to Ukraine in his last weeks in office. All right. And see, this war right here, this war is really being brought forward because, as I want to get into later, it's a lot of shameful spewing that's continue to come out. And I want to get to that in a little bit. But back to my point I was making, here it is. We hear these promises of peace, right? But war is still on the table. Armageddon is at the doorstep, right? And I want to read this real quick, too. I was just actually looking this in the good news, but I'll read it here first in the King James. It's Sirach 12, or Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? So we've been telling you, Jakes out there, you Israelites, to never trust your enemy. All right, here it is, all these empty promises, these false promises of peace, right? War is still on the table, man. Okay, it's prophesied that Babylon the Great, which is America according to the Holy Bible, is about to be destroyed utterly, right? So never trust thy enemy. Okay, it says, jumping down, same chapter, it says, for a while, this is verse 15, Sirach 12:15. It says, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. And see, these people are unknowest that these elites are preparing to sacrifice you in this world's war, this World War III. You see, it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee in a pit. All right, remember, Trump is just a face, man. He's just a figurehead, man. He's just a puppet. Right? It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Let me read this in the good news real quick. All right, I just want to go back to that. Right, Salakia. Here we go. And then we'll get back to it. So it says, Sirach 12:10 in the Good News translation, it says, never trust thy enemy, his wickedness is as destructive as rust. Right? Jumping down, verse 15, it says, Sirach 12:15, Good News translation, it says, an enemy will stay with you for a while, but not when trouble comes, right? And that's what you Jake's gonna find out, man. Right? They're giving you all these promises, but when this shit hits, they ain't gonna be nowhere to be found. And it's kind of funny how all these people, these Hollywood elites, politicians, or whatever the case is, all of these people are leaving America right now. It's all in the news about how some type of notable person or whatnot has left America. All right, because of Trump getting put into office. Okay, so bottom line is that what they know that destruction of Babylon is coming, man. So these people that got these so-called, millionaire, billionaire, elites or whatnot, they're already up out of here, man. You see, it says, verse 16, he will speak fine words while he plots to trap you. All right, this is what it's all about. Okay, money is still being sent to Ukraine, ammunition, tanks, planes, soldiers. Okay, the assembly of the troops is still happening. He will speak fine words while he plots to trap you. He will pretend to share your sorrows, but he will kill you if he gets a chance. And that's what's going on now. All right. As I said, as we go back, all right, these elites plan to sacrifice you people. Right? Let's get that. There was an article that I brought out a few months ago, and I believe the headline was going into how like millions of Americans are unaware that they're going to be fried in a nuclear war. Right? That was the header of that article. Right? But let me grab this scripture here real fast, and then we'll go back to some articles here. All right, these are the things that excuse me, that stood out to me as I was going through these articles real quick. So this is Isaiah 34. All right, and we'll read down to the point. All right, because this is what's being activated right now, this prophecy here. Isaiah 34:1, it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, and all that is therein, and the world, and all things that come forth of it. All right. Once again, the whole planet is hearing the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is being magnified through his men, the prophets. Verse 2, it says, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. All right. So this answers the question, as we saw in the header here. Why are so many European countries suddenly instructing their citizens to prepare for war? Because it's prophecy. It's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, going back, Isaiah 34 in verse 2 again, Isaiah 34:2, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is upon all nations, and his fury In his fury upon all their armies, he have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. All right. Mass destruction, mass death is coming. Okay. Their slain also should be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And that's how the Lord is going to destroy these armies, through nuclear war here. And it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as the falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, all right, you Edomites, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right, so this is how the Edomite is going to go out on this side. All right, his power structure is going to be eliminated through total nuclear destruction. The point, verse 6, the sword of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats. That's the people, man. Okay, that's symbolic of the people that are going to be left here for the slaughter. With the fat of kidneys of rams for the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay, it says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. All right, it's going to be a perfect sacrifice, all right, upon that altar, with that which that altar is going to be Babylon. All right, America says, for it is the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua's vengeance, in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. All right, so this is the recompense, the vengeance of the Lord's people. All right, the Israelites. Okay, so let's go back. All right, and we're going to continue to add on, because it just continues to get worse. Right, so it says back in this article here, Pentagon announces 275 million weapons shipment for Ukraine. All right, let's see if there's any more we want to read here. All right, it says okay, that's it. All right, yeah, so that's the point. So anyway, let's go on to the next piece of news here. All right, because it's getting real heavy out here. So this article here, because all these things that I'm bringing out is contributing to the total destruction of this place, man. This is the point of no return. It is over, right? And we're going to continue to prove that. So this quick video clip here is from Fox News. It says Americans will be targeted as Trident Aruga gang members multiply across U.S., experts warn. All right, so check this out.
This morning, with the accused migrant killer reportedly linked to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. And the New York Post obtained a DHS memo that says that violent gang has expanded to 16 states across the country. The memo stating, quote, as the population of Venezuelan nationals continues to increase, the potential for violent TDA migrants is highly probable. Charles Marino is a former Department of Homeland Security advisor and a Secret Service agent, and he joins me now. Charles, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. So they're here and their presence is growing. How worried should people be about this?
Very. As Tren de Aragua becomes a greater portion of the population, so will the reports of violent interactions with this violent gang based out of Venezuela. Look, under the final months of the Biden administration, they will continue to grow in numbers and continue to expand around the country. And Americans will unfortunately be targeted. So we will hear many more stories. It's simply astonishing to me, Carly, that here you have an administration under Biden that allowed, designed, created all the conditions for this crisis to occur. And you've got 10 to 15 million illegal migrants unvetted being allowed into the country. And now they're telling the American public how dangerous that decision was. It flies in the face of common sense. And what will change is on day one, the Trump administration will change that narrative. Yeah. They will have those that are in the country illegally, those that are committing crimes on the run and looking over their shoulders.
Charles, how do you go about doing that? I mean, Donald Trump shares your outrage in what's going on right now. So when he enters office, he's going to want to catch these people, identify them first, catch them before they're deported. How do you go about doing that?
Well, it's going to be prioritized based on the level of threat, national security concerns, those violent criminals, including gangs like Tren de Aragua, MS-13, and others. And down the line, it will go to visa overstays, those that aren't showing up for their immigration hearings, etc. But what I can tell you is ICE is also going to be focusing on where these violent gangs and criminals are going to be protected, and that will be in sanctuary cities. So what these sanctuary cities will find, since they're not going to cooperate with ICE and other federal agencies, is they will see a greater representation of federal law enforcement within their communities. They are doing nothing in these cities and states that protect these criminals to protect their citizens. Their law enforcement is prevented from cooperating with ICE to prioritize and remove these violent offenders. So ICE will have to send greater numbers into these communities. And Trump needs to use the power of the purse.
There you go. So real quick before I go back, and this is what we've been talking about, man. It's going to be riots, seditions. All right. It's going to be cities catching pure hell. All right. This is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right. And I want to pull this up in 2 Ezra 16. All right. So not only do you have nuclear war at the doorstep of this place, but you have this stuff bubbling up as well. All right. So this is 2 Ezra 16. Okay, starting at 12. Oh yeah, I wanted to read that in the good news as well. All right, because some of these scriptures, you know, they hit a little harder here. But this is from the good news, right? 2 Ezra 16, starting at verse 12. I just want to read down. Okay, so this is 2 Ezra 16 in verse 12 in the good news translation. It says, "The foundations of the earth tremble. There is violent churning in the deepest parts of the sea. Even the creatures in the sea are in turmoil when the Lord makes his glorious power felt." It says he is like a mighty archer whose strong arm bends the bow. His arrows are sharp and never miss their mark once they are shot out toward any part of the earth, going into those missiles, those ICBMs. He says he has already sent out disasters toward the earth, and they will not miss their target. The fire has been lit, and it cannot be put out until it burns the foundation. Salaki, until it burns up the foundations of the earth. Right. So, what they're promising America to not happen, all right, is going to happen via the word of the Lord. You see, destruction must come. It says the disasters are on their way toward the earth. And like an arrow shot by a strong archer, they cannot be turned back. Okay. There's no turning those missiles back. There's no turning back the prophecies as well. It says, I'm doomed. I'm doomed. Who will rescue me in those days? Troubles will come and many people will groan. Famine will come and many will die. Wars will come and the powers will tremble. Disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemics, troubles, and suffering are sent to punish and correct the people. So this is what the Lord has lined up. Okay, everything is like I keep reiterating. Everything we are at the point of no return. It is done. Okay, all you can really do is brace through the Spirit at this point, man. Okay, it says, but in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. Okay, because people are really clueless of the time. People are not preparing themselves for this. It says the time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. And this is what Trump is promising. You know, because who's to say, and I'm just, thinking out loud, who's to say that if he gets in office and then he does cause things to so-called turn around to give the illusion that he's bringing everything back, and then boom, that's when that sudden destruction hits, right? Who's to say it doesn't play out like that? I'm just thinking out loud. So you never really know. But it says the time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived, but then disasters will spring up everywhere, wars, famine, and great confusion, as we see it happening now. It says many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war, man. So there's no escape. Okay. unless you are part of the Lord's elect, whom the Lord said that he was going to preserve during that time. All right. So anyway, let's go back and finish the video off. Right.
To send greater numbers into these communities. And Trump needs to use enforcement within their communities. They are doing nothing in these cities and states that protect these criminals, to protect their citizens. Their law enforcement is prevented from cooperating with ICE to prioritize and remove these violent offenders. So ICE will have to send greater numbers into these communities. And Trump needs to use the power of the purse. That's my recommendation. If they don't want to participate in the overall public safety for their citizens and their states, then they should not be receiving federal tax money in the form of public safety grants. This is hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, and on that point, despite Trump's victory, which is a clear repudiation of the current open border policies, Los Angeles became a sanctuary city yesterday, and I think many people would be surprised that they aren't already one, but they finally caught up to perception there. And the vote was 13-0. One council member says that they did this to harden their defenses against a mass deportation. But when it comes to deportation, listen to what Tom Homan is saying is Donald Trump's priority, the people he wants to get out of the country first. Watch this.
Out of the gate, we're concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats. What politician, whether you're a mayor or governor, is saying, no, I want public safety threats to remain in my community? I mean, give me a break.
So with that in mind, what did Los Angeles just do here?
Well, really, in the grand scheme of things, nothing. These sanctuary leaders are speaking as if they're in a position of power when they really have none. Unfortunately for them, immigration law is a federal responsibility, and the enforcement of such will be handled ultimately by federal authorities. So all they're doing is
see these Edomites, they ready to start sending rounds off to these people, to these jakes, you know,
slightly delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
And Tom Homan's right. They will make up for that discrepancy with lack of support from state and local law enforcement and send more federal agents in. He'll get the job done.
And that inevitable that they're delaying could save lives. Charles, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Have a very good day. We appreciate your insight as always.
Yeah, so you know, Esau is about to go crazy. All right, remember those camps, the concentration camps are set up. All right, they have the different FEMA zones. All right, they basically giving Esau the license to pretty much detain and kill. All right, if you want to be all the way honest, right? So, like the scriptures say, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 30. Okay, in verse 4, and it reads, it says, "And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah." All right. "But thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." All right. This is what's coming. All right. Chaos. "Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail of child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So the he representing the elect is who's going to be preserved in this time of chaos and disorder, right? You know, just adding on to the video. Okay, more news. Violent Venezuelan gangs continue to spread chaos throughout the U.S. So this is what we just saw. Okay. Under the final months of under the Biden administration, they will continue to grow in numbers and continue to expand around the country, and Americans will unfortunately be targeted, man. All right. And we ain't got to go back through it. So you already know what's happening. Okay. Once again, the point of no return. All right. Now here this is what I really want to get into here. All right. So let's move on. Let's pull this up. The Lord willing, the video stays up, but you never know. All right, but who cares? All right, we're gonna bring this out. So anyway, this is back in AmericasFirstReport.com. It says former Border Patrol agent claims America under the Harris-Biden regime is the, quote, world's largest child trafficking organization. All right, you can read for yourself. All right, nasty work, incredibly nasty work. All right, and let's play a few videos and we'll grab some scriptures and just kind of speak on this a little bit here. Because like I said, this is the point of no return. It's done. It's over, right?
I state without reservation that the United States federal government is the world's largest child sex trafficking organization in modern history. The probability that thousands of these UACs are being raped at this very moment is 100%.
Yeah, so I wish I could find the whole video. You know, Lord willing, I'll find it and maybe bring it back out. But let's play some more. Right? It says, where are the missing children? Where are the missing migrant children? All right. All these children go unaccounted for. What happened to them? Where did they go? It says in August, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement reported that it does not know the location or status of more than 300,000 migrant children. All right. With all this cameras and technology and, you know, license plate reading and shit like that and GPS, you don't know where the hell these kids at? Between fiscal year 2019 and 2023, 32,000 illegal alien minors did not appear for their immigration court hearing. An additional 291,000 were never given an immigration court date. Right, so kids are just getting snatched up and going fucking missing. Right, which this is not nothing new. All right, let's play some more videos and we'll grab scripture. Salakia, but this has to come out.
Migrant children are working overnight shifts in slaughterhouses and factories, and some may die today because they don't have the knowledge or skills to do the job that they're supposed to be doing. But they're doing it because they need to repay debts to their smugglers and traffickers. Children, boys and girls, are being sold for sex. Just last month, I spoke with a care provider in Florida who told me about cases of migrant children as young as 8 with sexually transmitted diseases.
Damn. So, as we're seeing in this exposure, once again, slavery still exists. It just goes under another name. And the point again, where the hell are you Christians at? All right? Where the hell are you Christians at? How come you're not condemning this? How come you're not bringing this out? All right? Real quick, Psalm. Let's pull that up. This is Psalm 94. Okay, Psalm 94 in verse 16, and it reads, it says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? So as you claim to be a Christian, all right, a defender of righteousness, you're supposed to be calling this out. You're supposed to be going into this, all right? You see all of this shit that's going on. The Vatican Church, how they're snatching and raping kids, and then they just pay out billions of dollars for of hush money, right? Where are you Christians at, man? Hollywood, the shit that's going on in Hollywood, the nastiness, all right, the Epstein list, right, which both Trump and Kamala were part of that list, right? So this place is just a complete fucking joke, man. All right, but the point is, we're supposed to be calling this shit out, right? Let me get this too. Right, I was looking for that one in let me see, where's it at? This is, here we go. This is Ephesians 5 and verse 9, and it reads, it says, for the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Verse 11, and having no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So at the end of the day, for you not to say anything, for you not to speak out against this, really, you're with it. All right, we were commanded to reprove this, to expose it, right? Ephesians 5 and 11 NLT, it says, take no part in the worthless deeds of evil and darkness, instead expose them. We're supposed to be calling this shit out, man. All right, so once again, you Christians are just nothing but hypocrites, man. Here it is. You categorize us as terrorists and violent extremists, but yet these devils get away with shit like this. Let's go back to to the article, man. All right. None of you damn hypocrites out there are saying anything against this, man. And it's not just the, as we saw in the title, it's not just the Harris and Biden regime. It's America as a whole, man. Okay. You can look articles up on this situation now, man. It's a $10 billion plus industry, man. All right. This is how America gains a majority of its wealth, through this type of activity. All right. So this is pure fucking wickedness. Right. Let me get one more scripture and we'll go back and play that last video. So this is Nahum. Okay. Nahum 3 in verse 4 says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the welfare of a harlot and the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. Verse 5, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. This is it right here. Okay. This is it right here. The Lord is discovering the skirts of this whore right upon her fucking face, man. Okay. The world's largest trafficking organization is America, man. All right. That's how you know judgment has to happen. And that's why I said these things as we went to the first few articles dealing with the European countries preparing for war. Hey, at this point, they got to go ahead and bring this war in, man. It's too much exposure. They actually need the war to keep people's minds from this. You see, this is why a lot can happen in a week, as the elders and apostles brought out, man. A lot can change over a few days. You see what I'm saying? So this shit is highly intense. That's why I said we are at the point of no return, man. The fact that this shit is being put out there is a done fucking deal. All right? Stick a fork in it. Right?
How much would it cost? How many trillions of dollars would it cost to stop this entirely?
Well, I would submit that you could save a few $1 billion by not running the program in the manner that it's being run. I'm very unclear as to why we're luring children to the United States to be the white glove delivery system of these children to known MS-13, 18th Street Gang, Russian Balkan crime syndicates, and other unsavory characters.
Everybody's involved. This is one big fucking organization of nastiness, man. Everybody's in on it. Okay. That's why it's a done deal. Matter of fact, let's go to Revelation 18. Okay. Is there anything else I want to send in here, man? All right. This exposure is mainstream now. All right. This ain't no secret. Okay. It says in defense of WHS, Rodas pointed out that the department is not, quote, not an investigative or law enforcement agency. HHS simply does not have the knowledge, skills, ability, or tradecraft to protect children from traffickers. Furthermore, child trafficking has become a highly sophisticated operation, according to Rodas, mirroring, quote, the tactics and operations of a terrorist organization, right? Which America is fully involved, right? And I can see them pushing that MOTB to find the kids and all of that. They're going to use that for that too, through the spirit, right? There's another video, all right? We'll grab the scriptures in a second. I just wanted to play all these little videos here, man. All right.
For over a decade, the United States Department of Health and Human Services has been responsible for the suffering of countless children. HHS has a 10-year demonstrated record of losing children to sponsors who abuse, exploit, traffic, and harm children in unthinkable ways. Now, to be fair to HHS, they are not an investigative or law enforcement agency. HHS simply does not have the knowledge, skills, ability, or the tradecraft to protect children from traffickers. Child trafficking has evolved into an international syndicate of gangs and cartels. It's highly organized and efficient. It mirrors the tactics and operations of terrorist organizations. Smugglers and traffickers have moved more than 500,000 children. They flooded across our borders, and we have delivered them to criminals and traffickers and members of transnational criminal organizations who are using the UC program as a white glove delivery service of children. Criminal sponsors are defrauding the U.S. government by using this government program as a logistical chain in their trafficking operation. These children are not merely victims, they are hostage of transnational criminals and the financial backbone of material support for organizations seeking to profit off of the lives of children. This simply must change.
Yeah. All right. You be the judge, right? It's over. All right. The biggest crime ring in the world, man. The biggest terror organization in the world, man. Right here. Okay. So anyway, let's grab some scriptures. You know, straight to the point. So if you don't think that this is not the point of no return, then hey, you can think that this shit is over, man. All right, something horrible is bound to happen sooner or later. All right, it's too much information getting leaked. You see, they need another major distraction. They need something to happen. All right, this is this is like a death blow, if you will. You know, there's no way, right? There's no way you could come back from this or cover this up. You know, and all the shit that's being exposed right now throughout the media. You know, there's no way. Revelation 18 and 1, it says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, right? Spirits contrary to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, wickedness, right? It says, in every foul spirit, everything that you can imagine goes on in this fucking place. And that's why it's all being revealed. All right. Yahushua said the things that have been hid would no longer remain hidden, but it would all come to light, you know, roughly paraphrasing. All right. The habitation of devils in the hold of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right. Going into the post-destruction after the Lord wipes this place off the fucking map. Verse 3, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, right? So, you know, these nations pretty much, they want to, in order for them to continue to receive aid and benefits from Babylon, they have to sell out. All right. They have to take on the ways of the harlot. Okay. They have to take on democracy and Western ideology, you know, in order to get those perks, those benefits, you know. So all nations have become drunk through the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right. It says, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. All right. Going into the elect, you know, getting beamed up into the chariots. All right. It says the point, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai have remembered her iniquities. Right. So her sins, okay, her sins have reached unto the heavens, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai has remembered her iniquities, man. All right. And there's no telling how you know deep this shit goes, you know. But we know from the foundation of it that America is the spearheader, if you will, behind this whole program. Right? So the sins of this place have reached unto the heavens. This is how you know, hey, the judgment is sure to come. All right. This is what we're preparing you for. All right. Back in Revelation 18 and 5 again, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. All right. The Lord is going to bring double to this place, man. Okay. It says, in the cup which she have filled to her double, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. Right. And part of that part of this whore living deliciously is you could tie this into this to this trafficking shit that's going on, right? Just selling kids, using kids as slaves, okay, as harlots, you know, like it tells us in Joel, right? Let me go back to that. Joel, the 3rd chapter, right? This never stopped. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 3, and it reads, it says, and they cast lots for my people. All right, going back to those auction blocks where they were splitting the families up, all right, selling the families off to different plantations. And they have cast lots for my people and given a boy for an harlot, all right, a sex slave, man, a prostitute, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. This shit still goes on to this day. Right? Casting lots, separating families. Okay, selling families, selling children off. All right. What changed? Okay. Everybody's all involved. It's all one big conglomerate of wickedness, man. You see, back in Revelation 18 and 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And that's the pride of this motherfucking place, man. Right? This shit gets you mad because it's like, why is this not getting, you know, worldwide attention? Why is not every fucking Christian across the planet, all right, standing out there on in the doorpost yelling this out, bringing this out? Right? And who's the children that's getting snatched up? Is you Jakes. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics. You're the ones that's getting snatched up, getting sacrificed, man. All right? Mutilating children. All right? Sacrificing these children to idols, the devils, the demons, man. All types of wicked works, man. So like the scriptures say, Yahweh Shema shall reward this place double, man. Okay? It says, Revelation 18 again, it says, I'm going to read 7 again. It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. Right? You didn't rape, rob, murdered, bomb nations. All right. Acquired resources that don't belong to you. Not a care in the world, man. Not knowing that this day was eventually going to catch up to you. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, and it's deserved. And she should be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who judgeth her. Man, the Lord's going to judge this place strong. Okay? You're talking about judgments unheard of, all right, that we can't even put in words, man. But all of those things are overdue. And that's why I said, hey, we are at that point of no return. It's over with, man. Okay? So I just wanted to bring that out. Pray that this quick lesson was edifying, man. I pray I wasn't all over the place, but you know, these things had to be they had to be spoken about. All right. Habakkuk chapter 2, right? So Laki, let me pull that back up and we'll wrap it up. Let's grab that at Habakkuk chapter 2. All right. You know, destruction must come, man. All right. Habakkuk chapter 2, straight to the point, verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. All right, meaning expose this place. Right? This place is being exposed. It's being made bare. And let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. All right. All the quick videos that we heard in this article, everything that you heard about how America operates, man, that's that shameful spewing. Right. That's why the nations are coming together to destroy this place, man. Right. But that's pretty much the point, man. You get it. You know, hopefully that puts some anger on you, man, and it shows you why this place can't be restored. It can't be saved, you know. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I pray that this lesson was edifying. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. And double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. Shalom.